Good afternoon. Welcome to KUMB TV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. We are back again. We've returned again after a few weeks off for this afternoon's encounter between West Ham United and Sheffield United. The Hammers facing the Blades, our old foes. I nearly said our old friends there, but I don't think there's much friendly banter going on between the two clubs. There we go. Chatting to myself. Should we have some video? I am here, you know. There we go. Oh, it looks like I'm on fire. Let's see if we can make some adjustments here. Hang on. Oh, that's a bit better. There we go. No, it's gone very strange colour again. Should have done this in pre-production. Amateur stuff. Anyway, how are you? How is everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Good to virtually see you. And yeah, big game for West Ham, this one, of course. Coming on the back of two consecutive back-to-back defeats against Liverpool and Manchester City. The Hammers really need to get something from this game if possible, and we'll surely be doing the best to do that. Sheffield United, today's opposition, only 1 point from their opening 6 games of the campaign. So West Ham will be expecting to see the better of proceedings, I would guess, this afternoon. Let me have your predictions. Score predictions, please. I haven't done this for a little while, have we? Let's get them in. Notepad ready? That one won't see through there. Not quite sure what to look. Isn't like that. Notepad at the ready for today's game. I'll be running through the teams very quick. I mean, you can see them just behind me. If you look there, you'll see the teams. Areola back in goal for West Ham. Soufal and Emerson left and right back. Zuma captains the team next to Naif Aguerd in central defence, central midfield. Alvarez, who came on and made a bit of a difference at Sincil back on Wednesday night, back in the starting 11. He is alongside Thomas Souček, who was probably my player of the match on Wednesday night. Scored the winning goal as well, of course, but put himself about and did pretty well up there at Sincil Bank on Wednesday. Also in, James Ward-Prowse returns to the squad, having been given the night off on Wednesday. In attack, we have Jared Bowen, Lucas Paquetá, Mickey Antonio. So pretty much full-strength team for West Ham as we go into this game against Sheffield, who are lining up, as you can see. I can't actually see that text. It's so small. Let's see if I can enlarge that a bit. There we go. Foringen, Bogle, Ahmedzovic, Egan, Robinson, Thomas, Vinny Souza, McAtee, Hamer, Archer and McBurney back in the team for the Blades this afternoon. That's how they line up. Of course, as we said, they've only had 1 point, only taken 1 point from their 6 games so far this season. So they've got some work to do. West Ham definitely favourites for this one. Mickey Antonio on the left-hand side, 4 minutes gone. It's all been West Ham so far. I don't think Sheffield United have been out of their own half. It's going to be one of those strange games for West Ham, whereas we're going to have to do the pressing rather than sit back and lap things up. Jared Bowen gets away now. This is dangerous. Plays it in short to James Ward-Prowse. Sorry, to Tommy Souček, I think. Was it Souček? And Souček's blasted over from 7 yards out. Should have found the back of the net there, Tommy. Should have put that one in the net. Bear with me a second. Sorry. There we go. Can't keep notes about one of these, can we? So, pen in the bag. But 5 minutes, West Ham with the best chance. Bowen getting... I'm not quite sure how he got... Yeah, he just shoved his marker off the ball and played it back for Souček. And the Czech really should have scored there. Just leaning back. Now, kind of remember that from one of those old kids' magazines. Was it Striker or something like that? Hang on, here's Sheffield. Oh, it's a great tackle by Kurt Zuma. Sheffield United got into the box, but Zuma came across to the right-hand side to put an attack on West Ham of regained possession. Yeah, I can't remember if it was Striker or one of the kind of magazines from yesteryear. And it might have been Hot Shot Hamish. Anyone remember Hot Shot Hamish? Who couldn't score, was trying to figure out why he couldn't score a goal. And his coach, I think it was one of those celebrity coaches they got him from time to time for the magazine, I was explaining that you can't lean back because the ball will rise as you do so. Stuck with me all these years, that has, and kind of put it into play myself a bit when I was a kid. But anyway, there you go. Load of old nonsense for you. 6 minutes gone. Sheffield United now with an opportunity to create something for themselves. It's a throw, and it's going to be a long throw in. Everyone's lined up on the edge of the 6-yard box. Effectively a call. It's held in. James Ward-Prowse gets up first. And Tommy Souček gets up first to James Ward-Prowse, who finds Mickey Antonio. Mickey Antonio's bundled over. That's going to be a free kick to West Ham, just inside the centre circle in our own half. 6 minutes gone, West Ham United 0, Sheffield United 0. Good afternoons to David O'Rourke, to Hobo, to Rob, Dexter Fletcher, Dan B, and all the other guys watching on the stream. Come and say hello. Let me know your thoughts. I'm on my own today, so I'm going to need some assistance from the team, the rest of the team, to ensure we got plenty to keep you occupied with this afternoon. So let me have your comments. Let me know what you think of the game. Your previews, predictions, should I say. 2-0, says David O'Rourke. Rob Young going for a 1-0. A bus parking by then 1-0. Rob, you're going for a Sheffield United win, are you? I'm not sure if that's what you mean, but perhaps you can clarify. Yeah, so get your predictions in. You can still get me in. I don't mind for the next few minutes, even though we've had a few. Sheffield United on the attack anyway. Ball drifted in from the left-hand side. That's poor. And you can see why they've only taken 1 point from 6 games. If that's the sort of quality they've been coming up with this season. And the ball just sent straight out into touch from Thomas on the left-hand side. Yeah. As I said, I'm on my own this afternoon, so I'm going to probably take a few little mini breaks as we go along, doing a bit of this. So bear with me if there's any blank spots, but I'll do my best to fill the gaps. Mickey Antonio with the ball on the right-hand side. We'd expect to be Bowen. Plays it across. Ball's blocked. Back to Antonio. Sends his marker to the ground. Can he lift it up? He does lift it up for Tommy Souček. And the ball comes back across, and Bowen must score. He hasn't. Oh, he should have scored. I mean, I can't quite believe he didn't put the ball in. I'm not sure if the ball came through to him, but let's have another little look at this one. The ball was on the left-hand side. Mickey Antonio did really well to get into the channel, the area that you'd normally see Soufal or Bowen in, but he managed to lift across to the far post. Let's have a look at this. Just dinks it up. Tommy Souček's header is blocked. It falls to the far post. Paquetá tries to get it back in. Yeah, the ball played towards Bowen, but goalkeeper Fotheringham did really well to get down and smother it, because otherwise Jarrod Bowen would have had a tap in 2 yards out. So good stuff from West Ham. But it's still 0-0 here at the London Olympic Stadium. Once again, it's gone behind for a goal kick for West Ham. Another poor delivery coming in. Big game already in the Premier League this afternoon. If you haven't seen the score, a bit of a surprise at Villa Park. Aston Villa against Brighton, of course, everybody's favourite team to watch at the moment. But they weren't this afternoon, because they were 3-0 down after half an hour. And in the end, they went down 6-1. Aston Villa, incredible result that, really. But yeah, Roberto De Zerbi, of course, getting all the plaudits in the last few weeks, but he won't be getting any for that performance today, that's for sure. West Ham and Villa now, obviously the claret and blue, not a favourite colour of Brighton or their fans. Other games in the Premier League this afternoon: Bournemouth hosting Arsenal, Everton, Manchester United, Palace, Newcastle against Burnley, Wolves hosting Manchester City, West Ham and Sheffield United here. Not a single goal yet in the Premier League. Cross coming in from the right-hand side. Could this be one? Blocked by Kurt Zouma. Emerson goes up to prevent it from going out for a corner. Does so, but possession, I think that's a free kick to West Ham. Is that offside? Not quite sure what that was for, but anyway, West Ham have possession back. And it stays 0-0. Just coming up to the 10-minute mark at the London Olympic Stadium. Just an early look at the stats. West Ham with 66% of possession to Sheffield United's 34%. As I said earlier on, the Hammers well in control so far. 2 shots for West Ham, none for Sheffield United. Not a single shot on target for either side so far. Only 1 corner, and that was West Ham United's so far. 1 foul committed by Sheffield United. So, yeah, West Ham definitely on top, but need to make this possession count. Sheffield United are going to obviously come in for us, like the Hammers have done in recent weeks against the likes of Brighton and Man City. But not going to be the case then. Chelsea, of course. Not going to be the case today. West Ham are going to have to take it to Sheffield United. Lucas Paquetá's lost possession, and Sheffield United look to counter, look for bodies forward. They're not exactly rushing forward, but the ball's played out onto the right-hand side. Sheffield United still with the ball on the edge of West Ham's box, played across to the centre. It's coming over to the left-hand side now, where Thomas is lurking, plays it back to the number 21, who is De Souza. De Souza back out to Thomas. Thomas drifts the ball into the box. It's a poor shot. There's a chance. Oh, and it was Well, it's Archer who actually got the shot away. Kurt Zuma seemed to slip as the ball came in. Archer's shot, but he did enough to just get a foot to prevent Archer's goal-bound shot getting past him. Let's have another look at this. Ball came in and Zuma kind of slips on the ball, but it's not actually Zuma. It's Naifa Gerd who comes across, puts in a fantastic challenge, a really, really strong block, because that you'd have had to fancy Archer to open the scoring there for Sheffield. Had he had a free run at goal. But it's a corner to Sheffield now anyway, so danger's not averted yet. It's an outswinger towards the penalty box, number 21. D'Souza goes up again, but West Ham looking to clear it now. But that was a really good, really, really good block by Aguirre, because, as I say, Archer was odds on to score there, I think. Only Areola to beat. Tony Gale making the point on the TV stream that it's quite a muted crowd at West Ham today. Well, let's hold on. That's another long throwing coming into the box, into the 6-yard box. Naifa gets up. West Ham obviously done their homework on these, because we had 4 or 5 bodies in our own 6-yard box, waiting for that long throw to come in. Yeah, Tony Gale just making the point that it's quite muted atmosphere there this afternoon. This is not unusual for a match like this, where West Ham are the strongest team, or perceived to be the strongest team. Just a little chuckle there, because Mickey Antonio took the ball on the right hand side, couple of touches, couldn't quite get hold of it, and just ran the ball straight into touch. Proper Antonio-ism there for you. First one of the day. Yeah, looking good. All right, boss, says Dexter. Good to see you, Dex. Home team first, UTJ, says Rob Young. Yeah, okay, Rob. Get you. I get that now. Thank you for clarifying. Hello to Jim Sawyer on the stream. And to everyone else. Don't forget, of course, if you're enjoying what you're seeing this afternoon, give us a little thumbs up. It's just below me there. There's a little button. Just press it if you will. There's 2 on there at the moment. See if we can get a few more. Paquetá gets into the box, tries to pull it across. From the left-hand side, it's blocked. It will be West Ham's second corner of the afternoon. 13 minutes gone. No goals here so far at the London Olympic Stadium. That chance coming from the left-hand side. Nice little work between Emerson and Paquetá, who drove into the box from the left, tried to pull his cross back to Thomas Souček. He's getting some really good advanced positions this afternoon, but it was blocked. It was James Ward-Prowse to deliver a corner. West Ham, of course, so strong from these set pieces this season. Ward-Prowse especially got some great stats. Let's see how this one goes. Ball comes over onto the edge of the box. It'll be up from Bowen. One-handed save. Header going back in. Off the line again. Oh, West Ham could have scored twice in the space of just 3 seconds. But Sheffield United managed to survive. It's yet again, it's that corner causing problems. And we'll have another look at that when we see the replay. But it was Bowen who had the first effort on goal. Header saved. Now, who was it who had the second chance? But it was headed off the line. Let's have a look. I'll bring you that when we get the opportunity to have another look at that. But West Ham very, very close indeed to taking the lead. Jarrod Bowen, as I said, with the first header, and then the second opportunity coming in. I'm not sure who it was. If it was, I don't know who it was. But we'll have a look, because no doubt we'll see a replay in just a moment. Just coming up to the 15-minute mark. West Ham 0, Sheffield United 0, but West Ham going close once or twice, getting that little bit closer to opening the scoring. Sheffield United breaking here, and it's number 10, Archer, again on the edge of the box, tries his luck. Naifa Gerd stands up to him, hands behind his back, as he's wont to do, and Archer blasts it straight over the top. Now let's have another look at this corner. It's drifted in on the edge of the 6-yard box. Is Bowen, the header saved by Fotheringham, and it's a Gerd, I think. Let's have another look at the second angle. Bowen up well, great header, good save by the keeper. Only palms it out to a Gerd, who can't actually get any purchase on the header because he's falling backwards to get on it. So all he can do is nod it goalwards, and from under the crossbar, it's headed out again. So yeah, as I said, West Ham could have scored twice within the space of 3 or 4 seconds there, but good stuff from West Ham. having a look around the rest of the grounds, and we have a goal. We've actually got 2 goals coming in now. Newcastle have opened the scoring against Burnley, the lead by 1-0 at St James's Park, and Wolves, surprisingly, perhaps, have taken the lead against Manchester City at Molineux. I'll bring you details of who has scored in just a minute. I'll do it right now. Ruben Dias, own goal for Wolves, who have had. Well, that's interesting. According to the stats here I'm reading, Wolves have had 33% possession to Man City 71, which of course makes 104. So that can't possibly be right. But anyway, Wolves are leading there. Newcastle's goal comes from Miguel Almiron, also in the 14th minute, to give them the lead. So they're the only 2 goals in the Premier League this afternoon. We had 7 earlier on when Aston Villa put 6 past Brighton at Villa Park. What we do for a similar scoreline here. Bowen down the right, lifts it across, no one in the middle. But it's a poor clearance only as far as Emerson to Souček, plays it in, cleared, looking for Antonio. Perhaps should have or could have had a shot himself. Sheffield United conceding possession on the edge of the box, and Jared Bowen's being tripped there, just a yard outside the box, and that's appalling stuff from Sheffield United. You cannot afford to lose the ball there, especially with someone like James Ward-Prowse in the opposition team. It's Vinny Souza who lost the ball, having a bit of a go at Archer. I think he's suggesting that he didn't make himself available, but I'll tell you something, that's no one else's fault apart from Souza for dwelling on the ball too long. And West Ham have a free kick from a yard outside the penalty box, and this will be James Ward-Prowse territory for sure. It's on the right-hand side, so it's all made for a Ward-Prowse effort. Let's see what West Ham can do. We're just coming up to 18 minutes gone in this Premier League encounter. West Ham nil, Sheffield United nil so far, but a really, really good opportunity for West Ham this to potentially take the lead. Here, 19 yards out, free kick. Hammers lining it up. James Ward-Prowse with the ball in his hands. What is it? 4 assists and 1 goal, I think, for Ward-Prowse already this season. Quite an incredible return so far. Lucas Paquetá is also poised over the ball, thinking about maybe having a crack from there. Of course, it would be more his side because it's on the right-hand side. Not ideal for Ward-Prowse, but I think Ward-Prowse is going to take me. Very surprised if Paquetá takes this, but it's going to be a shot anyway, whichever one of them has a dip. So let's see what happens. I think it might be Paquetá. James Ward-Prowse steps up, has a go. Curls it to the left, and that's an easy save for Fothering. Doesn't trouble him at all. It was a pretty poorly hit effort. He managed to clear the ball from Ward-Prowse, but easy save for Fotheringham, that one. To his right-hand side, probably halfway up the goal, about 7 foot, probably about 5 foot up. So fairly easy save to take for a goalkeeper. Yeah, West Ham in complete control of this game at the moment so far, just coming up to the 20-minute mark. No goals yet, but the Hammers, as I say, in control, looking good, creating the best chances of the game so far. Just a quick look at West Ham's bench this afternoon to see what options David Moyes has got if he needs to make changes later in the game. Lucas Fabianski, who made some absolutely terrific saves on Wednesday night, to be fair. Thought he was fantastic, probably my player of the match, along with Souček up at Lincoln on Wednesday night. Pablo Fornals, Mo Kudus, who also did some decent things on Wednesday. Mavropanos, who played a full 90. Konstantinos Mavropanos, a.k.a. Dinos, had a decent game. Max Cornet, pretty ineffective on Wednesday night. Danny Ings, equally ineffective on Wednesday night. Ogbonna nearly cost us a goal with a slip. Syed Benrahma, ineffective. And Tilo Kehrer, ineffective. So mostly the bench full of players who did play on Wednesday night and certainly got a point to prove, I think, because we didn't play particularly well, but did enough. It was a professional performance at Sincil Bank. One of those games, I think I said it in my match report for KUMB, that it's kind of one of those games that in years gone by, you wouldn't have been surprised to see West Ham lose, kind of a Tranmere or a Swansea or something like that kind of game. But we didn't really get troubled an awful lot. Fabianski was on hand, as I said, whenever Lincoln looked like they were going to score. And Thomas Souček bundled one home with 20 minutes to go. So it was job done. Which is what you needed to do, of course, in those rounds of the competition. Anyway, back to now. 21 minutes gone. Quick shot of the Sheffield United boss there, looking pensive on the side. Obviously, with 1 point after 6 games, you've got to be you know, considering your future, I guess, in the Premier League these days. So he'll certainly need or will want a result today for his team, who are in possession at the moment, just inside West Ham's half. Ball played into the centre. Now out wide on the left to the number 14, Thomas, who plays it back to Robinson, plays it inside to De Souza, who is kind of the linchpin, sort of like the Alvarez, I guess you'd say, equivalent for Sheffield United this afternoon. It's him on the ball again, seeing an awful lot of it as he plays it across to Robinson, who's the left of three, the back three for Sheffield United. Thomas on the ball, left wing back, plays it inside. Sheffield United just not really getting anywhere at the moment. They're playing it around the kind of centre circle, racking up a few possession points, that's for sure, percentage points, but not doing anything with the ball. Now they're looking to cross coming in from the right hand side. Decent ball, header onto it. Ball comes back in from the other side, and it's looped right the way across the box. Tries to get the cross into the box now. Chance now. Can he get the shot away? But it's a good tackle by Naif Agurd inside West Ham's area. West Ham look to clear the ball. It's blocked by the number 20 Bogle, and it's out for a goal kick for West Ham. Do apologise about the noise in the background. If you can hear that, dog's going mental. There must be somebody at the door. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to have to go and check as I'm on my own here as well. One of those days. Back in 1 tick. There you go. Somebody at the door. Quickly resolved. 22 and a half minutes gone. Exactly halfway through the first half. Soufal tries to get Bowen away on the right-hand side, but it's a good tackle. West Ham now have a throw. Soufal with the throw, 24 yards from Sheffield United's goal line. Plays it short to Alvarez, back to Paquetá, who's taking a position on this side, into Ward-Prowse. Prowse to Zuma. Zuma across to Agurd, just on the edge of the centre. Hang on a second, sorry. Madness. It's all happening. It's happening out there, and it's happening in here as well, because West Ham have just scored. I've got absolutely no idea what happened because I've just walked back into the room. But West Ham have scored. West Ham lead by 1-0. Could be Jared Bowen by the looks of it. When I see the replay, I'll let you know exactly what's happened. Do apologise for that. Let's have a look. Zoom with the ball on the centre circle. Plays it out the right to Soufal. Soufal goes in short to Alvarez. Alvarez to Bowen into Ward-Prowse. Lovely ball down the line. Free Soufal. Soufal pulls it back, and Jared Bowen just side foots it into the net to give West Ham the lead in the 24th minute. It's a quality goal. Lovely move. And it's another assist. Dare we say it, for Vladimir Soufal. I think that's 3 now this season. Barely got one last year. And that's 3 in the last few weeks for Soufal, who's been absolutely impeccable, isn't he, this season? Brilliant stuff. So West Ham United lead by 1-0 here against Sheffield United at the London Olympic Stadium. Jared Bowen side-footing the Hammers ahead. And West Ham take an early lead, much to the chagrin of Sheffield United's boss, who now has hands on hips, licking lips and wondering what to do next, because his game plan is slowly being undone here at the LOS. But it's a quality goal. When you get to see that on highlights later on, I'm sure you'll be impressed. It's a really good team move, but a fantastic cutting through ball that sent Soufal away. As mentioned there by David O'Rourke, from Tommy Souček to his compatriot Vlad Soufal. West Ham breaking again. Mickey Antonio plays it short to Souček, who also looks a different player again this season. Lovely ball in from Paquetá. Finds Antonio in the box. Antonio's away. Can he get a shot in? And it's just blocked and deflected wide. But it was a really great probing, searching, deep pass from Paquetá on the left-hand side to find Mickey Antonio inside the box. Antonio managed to shrug off his markers, couldn't quite get the shot away, and the effort was eventually blocked. I think, let's have a look. It's kind of a bit of, it's blocked, and it'll be a West Ham corner. But what an incredible pass that was from Paquetá, helped slightly by deflection from a Sheffield United player's head. But West Ham have a corner on the right-hand side. Antonio back in the box. Referee having words with Antonio and a couple of the Sheffield defenders. Antonio taking his regular position under the crossbar, right on the goalkeeper. 3 Sheffield United players marking. I'm not quite sure that's a sensible policy, given you've got the likes of Alvarez and Zuma, and that should be a penalty. Antonio's just been shoved to the floor twice by Bernie. That should be a penalty. That should be a penalty. He's just been pushed over. Now let's have a look. What's the referee going to do about this? That should be a penalty. He's just shoved Antonio in the back to the floor. Well, he's just telling them to behave and sort it out, but I'm not so sure. Let's have a look at that. Anyway, waiting for the corner to come again. Lots of pushing and shoving the box, delivered in, sort of half cleared and then volleyed out by Sheffield United defender. But I want to have a look at that again because I mean, Mickey Antonio was just pushed to the floor there, just shoved over twice by Sheffield players. Might have had a shout for a spot kick, but anyway, nothing happens. It remains West Ham United 1, Sheffield United 0. Now, are we getting a VAR check? Are we having a VAR check for that shove in the box? We do have a delay. VAR are checking this, I think. Now, what are they checking? Now, what they're checking is the pull of a shot on Tommy Souček. As that corner was taken, delivered to the near post, Thomas Souček's gone up. The Sheffield United defender's got his shot, and he's just pulled him down. Now, no, it's the VAR have said play on. They've ignored it. But it was clearly a blatant shirt pull. So, again, I'm not quite sure why that hasn't been given because I can only think that because Souček wasn't close to get the ball, that the VAR team deemed it unnecessary to give a penalty. But, I mean, it's a clear foul. And I think Sheffield United are very, very fortunate to get away with that. But anyway, it stays 1-0. Kurt Zuma with the ball for West Ham, plays it to Vladimir Coufal, who's under pressure. So he goes long looking for Tommy Souček. Sorry. Doesn't win the header, but the ball falls to Alvarez, who drives into Sheffield United's half. Finds Lucas Paquetá's shoot. Paquetá's got Emerson on the overlap. Doesn't look for him. Goes to the back post. Antonio goes down. Coufal squares the ball again. That's a bit overhit that, but Paquetá manages to win the ball. Alvarez, can he get a shot away? He tries his luck, and that's an easy save for Fotheringham. But Tony Gow, I can just hear in the background making the point that Antonio has just gone down under pressure from the same defender. Again, it's the number 14 Thomas, the left wing back, who was responsible for the shirt tug on Souček. It's just done the same to Antonio. It's a penalty waiting to happen there, I think, for West Ham, because I think if he does that once more, the VAR team or even the referee might not be so kind and maybe look to issue a penalty, award a penalty even. Mickey Antonio's just having a word with the referee now, asking, I think presumably just asked him to keep an eye out on those shirt tugs and things because, Thomas is all over the place in there at the moment. He's having a torrid time. West Ham win the ball back. Mickey Antonio, 30 yards from goal, drives. He's got options on. If he looks up, tries his luck and puts it wide of the post. And there were probably better options on there, Mickey. There really were, but Antonio's involved in everything at the moment. But again, it's Sheffield United conceding possession inside their own half. Criminal defending. Antonio eventually trying his luck from 19 yards, just a yard outside the box. We all know he doesn't score from outside the box, and in the end, he's tried to curl it in the right-hand corner, but it's well wide. What is it? 1 goal, I think, in his entire career, isn't it? Outside the box for Mickey Antonio, scored last season, I think, if I recall correctly, for West Ham. So not exactly prolific from those areas. Did have options on. But ended up as a goal kick to Sheffield United. We are a third of the way through the game, officially over the half-hour mark now. West Ham United 1, Sheffield United 0. The Hammers on top, looking good at the moment. In complete control of this game so far. And as I said, Sheffield United really not offering anything at the moment. And just looking all at sea, 6s and 7s. They really are at the moment struggling out there against West Ham. A belated get in from Hobo. Says he saw the goal, then the laptop died. I hope you've managed to find some power now, Hobo. Ball on the left-hand side. It's that man again. Thomas with the ball. Loses possession, and West Ham looking to counter now inside their own half. Bowen back to Soufal. Finds Alvarez back to Soufal. 2 or 3 players. It looks like they're kind of targeting Soufal a little bit. Always seem to be pressuring him when he's got the ball. West Ham have won a free kick. It's a foul by Makate, and he's actually been red carded, yellow carded. Sorry, I apologise, getting you all excited there. Red carded. I can only assume that was for dissent because it was a foul. It was certainly nothing bad. I'm not sure he didn't actually win the ball, but maybe that's why he was complaining. But it's Makate, the first player in the book, and as I say, I can only assume that was for dissent because there wasn't much in the foul. But of course, we've seen it so often. We, a player gets an easy card like that and can cause problems for them in the long run. So we'll watch that one closely. Vladdy Soufal with the ball. 32 minutes gone. West Ham United 1, Sheffield United 0. All played down the channel looking for Bowen, but it's put into touch by the Sheffield defender, and West Ham have a throw in some 26, 27 yards from Sheffield's goal on the right-hand side. It's going to be Soufal with the throw-in, looking for options. Plays it into the box, looking for Bowen. Bowen's managed to get away. Can he get a shot off here? 1, 2, 3 players up against him. Not quite sure what he was trying to do there, but he's just put it. Well, I thought it was a corner. It didn't seem to come off any Sheffield defender. Tried to lift it over the defence and the goalkeeper and put it in the top right-hand corner, I think, here. But got his lines all wrong, Bowen. Let's have a look at this. I thought it was a corner. Let's have a look. No, I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know what he was doing. I don't think he really knows what he was doing, but it's a goal kick for Sheffield United and a wasted opportunity. But another shot in the attempts column for West Ham. Sheffield United's goalkeeper Fotheringham, sorry, not Fotheringham. No, I call him Fotheringham. It's a D, not a th. It's Fotheringham. Cannon Fotheringham, you might say at the moment. The amount of defending he's had to do, or amount of action he's seen in the first half, but only conceded once, which of course is the important thing. Sheffield United still very much in this game as things stand, with only 1 goal between the two teams. 33 minutes and 50 seconds gone. What do you make of the game so far, team? Are you enjoying this performance from West Ham? Is it good to see West Ham with more of the ball? Let us know what you think. Let me know your comments. Mickey Antonio plays the ball to Emerson on the left-hand side, just right, left of the box, tries to play it in low, cleared out easily by Makate, but West Ham with the ball again. It's back with Emerson on the left, plays it short to Paquetá. Paquetá comes into the box, step over once, step over twice, inside to Emerson. Emerson lays it off to Soufal. We're going to see a Soufal shot. We're not. He's going to chip it into the box for Souček again, and Souček nods wide this time. Would have perhaps quite like to see Vladdy Soufal have a go there. He's on the edge of the box, a yard or two between him and the defenders. It was definitely on, but yeah, 20 yards out. Maybe he didn't fancy it. We've seen him, I think, avoid taking a shot inside the 6-yard box before fairly recently, so perhaps not surprising that he opted to do the same there, 20 yards from goal. Sheffield United looking to break on the left-hand side now. Finally, they get in some space with Archer. Looks to come into the box, but he's well marshalled by Soufal. Soufal gets another tackle in, still on his back, and another tackle in. Superb stuff from Soufal, and wins the ball back. Fantastic. Vladdy Soufal, brilliant stuff. West Ham regained possession. And that was all, Soufal's having a stormer, actually, today. Got an assist. Another delivery into the box there, back at the other end to win the ball. He's playing really, really well. Looking very... In fact, he's had a really good season, hasn't he, so far? Vladdy Soufal, both him and Souček, the two Czech boys, didn't really perform last year, but been at the heart of everything good West Ham have done so far this season, I think it's fair to say. Emerson with the ball on the left-hand side. We're in the 36th minute. 10 yards inside the Sheffield United box, plays the ball down the line to Ward-Prowse, who checks back and comes back to where Emerson was when he received the ball. Plays it short to Agerd. Little 1-2. West Ham with the ball on the edge of the centre circle right now. looking to bring Sheffield United out. Sheffield are having none of it. The Blades, they're sitting back with 9 players firmly inside their own half, the 2 forwards, Archer and McBurney, the only players really looking to close down. But it's all pretty half-hearted. I wouldn't exactly call it a high press or closing down with any intent, depending on which phrase you prefer, which probably depend on how old you are, I guess. But Alvarez with the ball once again, plays it out to Jared Bowen. Now Bowen turns and looks up. He's got Vladdy Soufal out by the touchline, who he finds. Soufal comes inside. Bit of a mix-up. Looks for Mickey Antonio. It falls to Antonio in the end, and Antonio makes a complete hash of it. Gets his feet muddled up and concedes possession. Yeah, I'm saying it's that sort of game for Mickey Antonio so far as well, isn't it? He's kind of got his feet all mixed up. Here he is again on the edge of the box, plays it short. That's better. Souček, and that's 2 for West Ham. That's 2 for West Ham. I was just about to be critical of Mickey Antonio, just saying he hasn't found his shooting boots there, and there he is with an assist. Plays it short to Tommy Souček. Again, Souček, I was just saying he's been superb this season, hasn't he? Wonder how much of that is down to Declan Rice not being in the side and Souček being able to be more attacking, as he was perhaps in the first season when he was leading scorer. Whatever, it's 2-0. There's no question of any offside or anything like that, and it's a fairly simple goal for West Ham. Comfortable stuff. Mickey Antonio had it on the edge of the box. Saw Souček go past him into the box. A short pass, 3 or 4 yard pass, and Souček just side foots it. Oh, gone all funny. Can we get the focus? And Souček just side foots it into the back of to the left of Fotheringham as he would stand to the goalkeeper's left hand side, and it's just still too easy for West Ham, quite frankly, who lead 2-0. And I don't know if you heard that in the background, but Souček, that is Souček's first goal in the Premier League this season, but his second goal in 4 days, of course. Scored the winning goal against Lincoln on Wednesday night, actually from a fairly similar position. He was about 7-8 yards out then. Finish was a little bit more comfortable. But here's a chance. McBurney's got through. Oh, and he's side-footed it wide. First chance for real chance for Sheffield United. West Ham asleep there. Just fell asleep a little bit. And let's have a look. Yeah, he's onside. Zuma plays him onside, and he's got to hit the target from there. He really must hit the target from there if Sheffield United to get anything from this game. But West Ham got to be careful. Just got caught out there. Zuma playing him onside. I was saying earlier that it's pretty quiet inside the London Olympic Stadium. I can tell you it isn't now, because the home fans are very, very happy with the 2 goals. That second goal putting West Ham in a very strong and commanding position as we approach the interval, which is just about 6 minutes away now. Thank you for the likes. Once again, if you're enjoying what you see, you enjoy the stream, enjoy what we do on Knees Up Mother Brown, have been doing since 1997. What's that, 26 years now? Gosh, I feel old. Give us a little thumbs up down there if you will. I'd be very grateful. I understand it helps the channel. Yeah, just down there. 9 at the moment. Let's see if we can get a few more added on there if you're watching. Ball on the halfway line. Sheffield United in possession. Archie with the ball. Loses out to Kurt Zuma, who plays it to Lucas Paquetá. I haven't seen a lot of Paquetá really yet so far. And he's... yeah, Alvarez has actually conceded a free kick. It's all come from Paquetá, trying to be a little bit too clever. That's disappointing. Alvarez is going in the book for this. It was another tackle that there wasn't much in it, but I think Paquetá owes him one there at half-time, because that all came from Paquetá trying to be too clever. A little side foot. One of those, a back foot. One of those back foot passes he does without actually looking to see who's behind him. Though saying that, I think he was aware of Alvarez in the vicinity, but the ball was taken. Alvarez come across straight through his the Sheffield United player as he was breaking towards goal. So I guess you can understand it. But disappointing for Alvarez to take that booking. Sheffield United with the resulting free kick, and it's played straight out into touch for a West Ham goal kick. Now, Makate completely spurning that opportunity. Close to a suspension now, says Dan. Alvarez, yeah, he's had a couple, hasn't he, so far? I'll let you know in just a moment exactly how many he's had. But West Ham have the goal kick. Anyway, as we approach the final 4 minutes, 41 on the clock. West Ham leading by 2-0 at the moment. Soufal with the ball on the right-hand side, looking for the cross. Goes past one man, still in. Checks back, pulls the cross in. It's a strong header from James Ward-Prowse, but he's about 15 yards out, so it's going to take something to beat a goalkeeper from there. Heads it down correctly, as you're trained to do as a kid, into the ground, but it's an easy save for Foderingham. And it stays 2-0 to West Ham. But yet another Soufal cross. I mean, he's absolutely enjoying the freedom of Stratford this afternoon. Soufal, he's absolutely everywhere. Edson Alvarez, I can confirm that is his 4th booking of the season. So indeed, as Dan rightly says, he's only one yellow card away from a suspension already. We're not even into October yet. Booked against Brighton, booked against Man City, booked against Liverpool, booked again today. That's 4 bookings in West Ham's last 5 Premier League outings. Soufal once again streaming down the right-hand side, looks to play the ball through the legs of Robinson, but Robinson, more by luck than intent, stops that move because the ball hits the back of his ankles. Soufal looks to the heavens in sort of mock disgust, but West Ham have the throw-in, and Soufal takes it back to the recently booked Alvarez, who plays it to Paquetá on the left-hand side. Paquetá lifts one into the box. Header from Souček, unmarked, criminally unmarked. I don't think he realised how much space he had this year. He probably had enough time to bring the ball down and volley it into the net from there. It's surprising how much space he found inside the area, but he's actually about a yard offside as well, so it wouldn't have counted. But Sheffield United all over the place, really, really badly drilled. I would be looking at the coaching team, I think, because they look all over the place this afternoon. They don't seem to know which West Ham players to pick up. Vladimir Soufal enjoying the freedom of Stratford, as I just said, and they're just completely ineffective at the other end as well. So, yeah, not looking particularly well drilled. Soufal once again brings the ball over the halfway line for West Ham. 43 minutes gone in the last couple. Finds Jarrod Bowen. Jarrod with his back to goal. Shields play intelligently, comes inside, looks for opportunities, plays it across the field to the left to Emerson, which gets applause from the crowd. Emerson's going to lift this one into the box. It's deep, looking for, and it was Souček again. It was goal bound, but Foderingham manages to get a punch on. I'm not sure whether Souček was actually trying an attempt at goal or trying to nod it to the back post for another player, but it nearly crept in. It's just so easy for West Ham this afternoon. Let's have a look. I think he's trying to find Bowen, and Bowen actually had Ahmed Hodzic, or however you pronounce that, has got his arms all over Bowen. So yeah, again, I think VAR might have had a look at that, but West Ham are in complete control of this game. I mean, it's so one-sided. It's almost apart from the scoreline, it's just too easy at the moment for West Ham. I'm sure it won't be as easy as this in the second half, but the Hammers, whether by design, whether by being set up particularly well this afternoon or just by playing particularly well, are in complete control. Sheffield United will try and get one back before the break, though, and Thomas has the ball for them, plays it inside to D'Souza. D'Souza in the channel, and it's eventually played out wide on the right, where I'm sure a cross will come in. Indeed, cross lifted to the far post. The number 8 with the header in. This could be dangerous. Oh, but yet again, it was Hamer who got the header at the far post. Very, very similar situation to just what we just saw for West Ham at the other end with a deep cross. Hamer could have gone for goal, but I think he's trying to pull that back across for a teammate. Yeah, he's looking to get that across for the number 10 Archer, but Archer's not on the same wavelength, and the ball just goes behind. We're now into added on time at the end of the first half. +3 called by the 4th official. So is there time for one more goal for West Ham? Emerson with the ball, plays it out to Paquetá on the left-hand side, 25 from goal. Back into Emerson as he overlaps. Back to Paquetá. These two keeping the ball on the left-hand side. Finds Ward-Prowse, a series of short passes. Sheffield United content to let West Ham keep the ball and just not put any pressure on them, really. West Ham just able to pick their passes, take their time. And Sheffield United just, I'm really not quite sure what their game plan is. They're not getting tight to West Ham's players at all, giving them plenty of room. And yeah, that's how it's panned out so far. Alvarez has conceded possession from one of those fairly simple passes. The ball played down the right-hand wing for Sheffield United. Alvarez comes over to cover. I think that's Bogle on the ball. Alvarez pushes it on the floor. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It was McAtee, sorry, had the ball. D'Souza plays it down the line on the right. Cross coming into the box. Souček, low cross coming. Souček clears it out, and there's a push in the back of Paquetá, who falls over reasonably theatrically to ensure that the free kick is given West Ham's way. Indeed, it is. And we're pretty much halfway through the 3 minutes added on now. 46 minutes and 30 seconds. There you go. Exactly halfway through. West Ham leading by 2-0. Bowen and Souček on the score sheet for the Hammers so far, who have had it far too comfortably. Not for my liking, I'm quite enjoying it, but for Sheffield United's liking, I'm sure. And for any Blades fans watching this one, it's been a poor start to their first season back in the Premier League for the Blades. 1 point from 6 prior to this afternoon's game. Looks like unless they can produce something special in the second half, it's going to be 1 point from 7 the way things are going, with West Ham in complete control here at the moment. Long goal kick from Areola, nodded on by Antonio, looking for Bowen, but the number 14, Thomas, manages to win the ball. He's shadowed by Bowen, who managed to get a tackle in, and the ball is out for a Sheffield United throw-in inside their own half, about halfway between the penalty box and the halfway line. Long throw taken for McBurney. McAtee tries to play it through to Archer. That's a terrible, terrible pass. Way over hit, and he knew it. Hands in his head in his hands as he almost instantly, the moment after he made that pass, he knew it wasn't good enough. And West Ham are back in possession. We've got just over 20 seconds of the 3 minutes added on by the fourth official to go here. And West Ham just seeing out the rest of the half so far with the ball, plays it short to Antonio on the right-hand side. Antonio looks to turn, keeps the ball just, but Soufal's lost it. Not his fault, it's because of Antonio's poor pass. But there it is, bang on 48 minutes, 45 minutes and 3 called. There is the whistle for the half-time interval. The referee sees no need to play any further additional time, and that is it. We go into the break. West Ham United leading Sheffield United by 2-0. The first goal coming after 24 minutes. Jared Bowen, it was scoring the goal. It was Vladimir. It was a lovely team move from West Ham. Really was, culminating with Vladimir Soufal receiving the ball on the right-hand side, played a low centre in to Jared Bowen, who side-footed it expertly into the back of the net to give West Ham the lead. But you see, just come back to this in a second. Edson Alvarez doesn't look too comfortable coming off the pitch. Don't know if he's taken a knock there, but in conversation with the referee, presumably regarding his yellow card, one would guess. That was West Ham's first goal. I just mentioned Thomas Souček made it 2-0. Just 11 minutes later, 35 on the clock. It's another side foot into the corner. This time the ball was played into Mickey Antonio on the edge of the box. His short pass to the overlapping Souček found the big midfielder, who just side-footed home beyond Fotheringham to give West Ham a 2-0 lead at half-time. A very, very comfortable 2-0 lead as well. So yeah, the Hammers in full control as things stand. Looking good for the second half. I'm going to take a break in just a few minutes, just to whet my whistle, as it were, and we'll be back for the second half. What did you make of the first half? Let's say hello to Jevs. Jevs, good to see you on the stream. Jevs is, of course, one of our regulars on the KUMB forum, our gardening expert as well, should I say. We've got lovely bunch of herbaceous borders as Jevs. Good to see you on the stream, mate. Anyway, keep posting. Let us know what you think. Everybody else, let us know what you think of the first half. Have you enjoyed it? Could West Ham have done more? Could we be even further ahead? Have Sheffield United deserved to be 2 down? Should we have had a penalty because of that VAR decision? 27 minutes for the hold on Souček. Let us know. Be going over some other scores in just a moment. I've just got to hang on a second. I need to find something on here. Where are we? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Needed to send a link to Noam, who's at the ground and might be coming on to give us his version of what's happened in the first half. at the London Olympic Stadium. It's been comfortable, hasn't it, for West Ham, really? Not really been threatened at any point in this game. Really just strolled through it so far in that first half. Had two, could have had more, really. Just looking incredibly comfortable as things stand. Should we have a look around the Premier League and see what else is happening? Why does that come up? Get off my screen, you. Get off my screen. Now, how do I get rid of that? I've never seen that before. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. Now, can you piss off, please? Because I can't see anything. What is that? What is that? I have no idea how to get rid of that. Right. Can we get off that? Okay, that was very strange. Microsoft taking control of my entire screen there. Right, sorry, yes, some Premier League fixtures. There are 10 games in the 8 games in the Premier League today. We've had one already. Earlier on, we saw Aston Villa absolutely humiliate Brighton, beating them 6-1. They were 3 goals up after half an hour in that game. Ansu Fati scored his first goal for Brighton on loan from Barca, of course. Pulled one back 5 minutes into the second half, but goals from Watkins, who completed his hat-trick in the 65th minute. Jacob Ramsey and Douglas Luiz in the 7th minute of added on time gave the home side a comfortable 6-1 victory. Astonishing result there. Scores elsewhere in the Premier League. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Joachim Anderson scoring the only goal of the first half at Old Trafford. Newcastle, as we said earlier, beaten Burnley by 1-0. That goal coming from Miguel Almiron in the 14th minute. We brought you news of that one earlier, as we did of Ruben Dias's 13th minute own goal for Man City at Wolves, giving the home side the advantage at half time. Down at Bournemouth, the Vitality Stadium, it's the home side 2-0 down to Arsenal, who lead through goals from Bukayo Saka scoring in the 17th minute, and then an Odegaard penalty in the final minute of the first half. Arsenal looking comfortable down there on the south coast. Everton, yeah, this is a shocker. This is a shocker. Oh, to be an Everton fan right now. Tom Lockyer opened the scoring on 24 minutes for Luton, the visitors, themselves without a point, of course, this season in the Premier League, before Colt Morris made it 2-0 to Luton. Sorry, did I say without a point? Should have said an away point. But it looks like they could be on course for all 3 this afternoon. Dominic Calvert-Lewin did pull one back for the home side 4 minutes before the break, but it's Everton 1, Luton Town 2 at the interval. Just imagine what the crowd made of that one at half-time. Later, it's Tottenham versus Liverpool. Tomorrow, Forest and Brentford, and Fulham at Chelsea. But the only other game, of course, being played right now is West Ham United v Sheffield United, which is 2-0 to the Hammers. Some half-time stats for you. Possession, West Ham 54% of possession to Sheffield United's 46%. The Hammers with 12 shots to Sheffield United's 5. 7 shots on target already for West Ham, which is pretty good for 45 minutes. Sheffield United yet to have a shot on target in the entire game. West Ham 235 passes to Sheffield United's 201. West Ham pass accuracy 86% to Sheffield United 79. I'm surprised to see it that high, the Blaze. I didn't think that it would be. 1 yellow card each so far. West Ham 3 corners to Sheffield United's 1. That's how it stands at the moment in the Premier League. If it remained like this, West Ham would end the day in 7th spot. Just 5 points off Man City, top of the table, who are, of course, losing at Wolves as we speak. I'm going to dip off for 5 minutes, just going to go and grab a drink and a little bite to eat. But I'll see you. We'll see you all in just a few minutes for the second half. Cyberpunk, very quickly, if you're looking for streams, get yourself on the kumb.com general discussion forum. There's a thread there, and you'll find what you're looking for in that thread. Just go into the general discussion forum on the KUMB forum on the kumb.com website, and you'll find one there. I'll be back with you in very, very shortly, my friends. Until then, be good, behave yourselves, and I'll see you in just a few minutes.
It's Jensen. For a great area, James Tarkowski against his former club. Gone with it. That's a full flow. Brings best to wriggle away from up here. He's not in check. I'm still a beautiful goal. Or a set. To be found.
Thank you.
Suppose given to the odds. So, does this make your beer taste even better? Don't miss a minute of the action. Get your Carlsberg now. Up Sports 2 brings it this October. UFC Fight Night sees Greg Dawson face Bobby Green. Sadiq Youssef and Edson Barboza square off in the octagon. Catch match day 7 of the European qualifiers. And the action continues to come thick and fast.
I'll see you later.
Islam ready to go
Bye.
against Alex Oliveira. At 294. Live sports this October on Sports 2. Right for everyone at Canadian 201 Pizza. Great tasty pizza in fast. At affordable price. Order now for $6 order. Canadian Pizza.
$50 and enjoy free delivery.
Hello. Welcome back. For the second half. Players just coming out now. I'm just eating my lunch. Apologies for the unprofessionalism of sitting here eating my lunch in front of you, but news is from the change rooms that both sides are unchanged ahead of the second half, which I've got to say is a bit of a surprise as far as Sheffield United are concerned. Either that means that the manager's got no confidence in the players he's got on the bench to do better than the ones on the pitch, or I don't know. I don't know why you go out with the same 11. Can only assume that they made some tactical tweaks, because that was one of the weakest performances I can recall seeing at the London Olympic Stadium by an opposition Premier League team. They were dreadful. They really were. So off we go. Sorry. Game has restarted. And as soon as I've munched this, I'll be back with you. There's some interesting comments on the KMB forum that I'll bring in just a second. That's gone now. Right. Apologies. Sorry about that. I don't normally make me watch my lunch, but there you go. Sheffield United with the ball, just outside West Ham's box. I know they're going to have to be a lot better if they're going to get anything from this game in the second half. And they're definitely started a little bit more brightly. West Ham now defending in numbers. I do hope that this isn't going to be a West Ham performance where the manager might have said, we've scored a couple, done our job, no need to push on and go for any more. We can just sit back and soak up any pressure. I hope that's not the case, because this is a really good opportunity for West Ham to go on. We saw Newcastle put 8 past this lot last week in their own backyard, so definitely an opportunity for West Ham to, if not do something similar, at least grab a couple more and extend this lead. So I hope that's the case and that we look to do that. Vladimir Soufal driving forward, excellent. It has been today. The Czech, I think, has been absolutely fantastic. Putting a really good performance on the right hand side there. West Ham just taking their time with possession, just trying to get a foothold in the game in the second half. First time we've really had our foot on the ball. 2.5 minutes into the second half right now. It is West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 0. The Hammers comfortably ahead in the first half. Nice one, Dex. Good to see we're top of your shortlists. Thank you for your support and your participation in the streams. Alvarez with the ball for West Ham. Very little happening at the moment. Just both teams kind of passing the ball around centrally. Not really anything probing going on in terms of trying to break into the opposition box. But West Ham have possession. It would be good for our possession stat, no doubt, which a lot of people are very keen to see the team improve. Just generally. Ball played down the line by Suchek, looking for Antonio. It's a decent ball. Can Antonio get there first? He can't. Beaten to the ball by Robinson, the left side of the 3 centre-halves, who puts the ball into touch for a West Ham throw, about 22, 23 yards from Sheffield United's goal. And on the right-hand side, so this should be Vladimir Soufal to take this. Indeed it is. Looking for options. Jared Bowen comes short. Loses his marker, little 1-2 with Soufal, gets the ball back. Is he going to switch the ball? A little step over, clever. And now Bowen driving towards the line. Good stuff, got round 2. Gets his crossover. Antonio can't get there. Fotheringham gets his hands on the ball and pushes it to the ground, which meant for a brief second that we thought Souček might be able to get a foot in. It wasn't to be, and the goalkeeper grabs the ball in the end. But it's good work from Jared Bowen. Decent cross, and unfortunately just came to nothing. But Antonio once again getting himself into a good position. West Ham still in possession now inside Sheffield United's own half. Not for the first time. Lucas Paquetá winning the ball and awarded a free kick. I think he's a bit lucky there. I think he's a little bit fortunate. A bit of South American dark arts going on there to win the free kick. Won the ball. Let's have another little look at this one. The ball, little step over. And he's just thrown himself on the floor. I'm surprised the referee's even given that as a free kick because there was no contact at all from the Sheffield United player, and it wasn't even close to it, which is disappointing, both from the referee and the player, I must add, because I'm sure I'm share a different opinion to many of you on this subject. I don't like seeing West Ham players do that. It's never sat well with me. And I don't like it at the club, but there you go. James Ward-Prowse with the free kick on the left. Goes one in, whips it to the far post. Antonio gets up first. Can Souček get there? Souček does get there eventually. Looked like he wanted to head it first. Eventually went for the side volley. He's shot straight at Sheffield United player who's blocked the ball. He's only 3 yards away from goal, Souček. And somehow it's been given as a goal kick. Let's have another look at this. The floated in. Everyone's on side. Antonio gets up, falls to Souček. I can't quite figure out how that's not been given as a corner. Maybe the ball rebounded against him as the defender got a touch. But anyway, comes to nothing. Doesn't go down as a shot on goal. We're still waiting for our first attempt at goal in this second half from either team. Yeah, 51 minutes gone. West Ham United 0, Sheffield United. West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 0 at the moment. Sheffield United breaking the right hand side. It's Bogle, but dispossessed by Emerson, who does well to find James Ward-Prowse, and he finds Emerson, who turns it out onto the right hand side for Soufal. But it's a poor pass. It's gone straight out to touch and will be a throw in to Sheffield United, about 30 yards from West Ham's goal. We haven't seen many stray passes from the Hammers this afternoon. That was definitely one from Alvarez, who's normally pretty spot on with his passing. Didn't quite find his range on that occasion, though. And Sheffield United have a free kick. It's going to be another one of those Rory Delap-esque free kicks hurled into West Ham's hurled into West Ham's 6-yard box. Here it comes. It's launched in, long one. West Ham have bodies up, but this could be dangerous. And it's the best chance for Sheffield United so far. Kurt Zuma's actually done really well. The ball fell. Let's have another look at this. It's McBurney goes up, gets something on the head. I think it falls to Archer. And let's have a look. No, it's not Archer. It's the midfielder D'Souza, and it comes off of Soufal's shoulder. The resulting corner is taken, cleared out by West Ham, but Sheffield United regain possession. And we have a Sheffield United player down there. The whistle's gone, and he shall receive treatment. Can't tell who it is at the moment because he's got his arm over his number. So I can't tell you exactly who that is. Just another look at that corner. The player went down under no kind of challenge at all inside the penalty box. I get the feeling that might be the end of his afternoon. He looks pretty distraught. He's clutching his calf. He's got his hand over his face, which would indicate he's in some kind of considerable distress there. I think we're going to see an enforced change here for the visitors. They were just struggling big time today. And that just sums up their day, really, doesn't it? The bench, anyway, players on the bench start to warm up. And I still can't even tell you who it is who's receiving treatment on the ground because we haven't seen, still can't see his number. And the face isn't a familiar one. So as soon as I know who it is, who's down, I'll let you know. But warming up is substitute Chris Basham. I think that is number 6. Looks like he's ready to come on if required. Manager's just having a chat with a couple of his players. McBurney on the sideline and Hamer having a chat with Higginbottom, who's now conversing with his staff. And yeah, it looks like we're going to have a change. It looks like it's going to be an enforced change. The substitute is running through his requirements and orders on the touchline. But this definitely looks like the end of the game for the player. And I still can't see who it is who's down, unfortunately. But I can now. It's the number 12. Finally, we can see. It's Egan, the centre half. And he's definitely going to play no further part in this game because he's going to, it looks like that's some kind of calf strain or ankle he's turned. I don't know, but he's in considerable distress, the poor lad, and his game is over. There's no question about that. That will be a 2 or 3 minutes definitely added on to the game at the end of the match. And it's Basham. He's going to come on. Egan definitely just trudging slowly over to the touchline now. And that change is about to be made by the Blades. First change of the afternoon. And Egan, as I said, Egan's in some distress. He's still on the pitch, though he's been marched off very slowly by one of the first aid assistants. It's a very slow march. It really is. More like a crawl than a march, I think you'd say. And there he goes. One more. Go on, one more step and you're off. Oh, hey, there he goes. He's off the pitch. So that means Basham can come on. About 3 minutes that took for that little incident to be sorted out. But Basham is on for Sheffield United. The first change of the game. West Ham still with the same 11 they began the game with. The Hammers in complete control of this game so far. Leading by 2-0. Play resumes. Anyway, Sheffield have the ball. Fotheringham tries to find one of his players. It's intercepted, but Sheffield get it back. They break into West Ham's half. McAtee plays it out on the right to Bogle. Bogle tries to get it across, but that's another good block by Emerson, but it goes out for a Sheffield United corner. 56 minutes gone. Sheffield United need to do something fairly soon if they're going to get back into this game. The Hammers, as I said, in complete control, both in terms of the scoreline and what's going on the pitch. Hamer it is, the number 8 is going to take this corner. It's going to be an outswinger by the looks of it, judging by the position he's taking it from. Indeed, it is. Looks to deliver the ball to the back post. It's a chance, and West Ham are lucky. Areola's done well, made a good save. The corner was headed back towards goal to the far post, where another Sheffield United player, another yellow shirt, stole in. Got a header, but it was inches away from Areola, who just stood up in front and managed to get the block on it. But West Ham got to be careful there. And it remains 2-0. Paquetá goes down in his own box under a push from one of the Sheffield United players, and it's a free kick to West Ham. Sheffield United definitely look a little bit better, a little bit more threatening. Let's have a look. This corner, it's played deep out, headed to the far post. The number 50, it's the number 15. Ahmedazic, I think that's pronounced, who gets there, but Areola's done really well. He's come across his goal, and by the time Ahmedazic gets the header in, Areola is no more than a yard, probably not even that, 2 feet away from him, and gets the punch block and puts the ball out of danger. But probably for the first time, West Ham caught at a set piece and beaten to the ball. But that was better from Sheffield United. Good to see for their fans. Not so good for West Ham, but it makes a better game of it, doesn't it? I suppose if both teams are creating stuff. Good to see Bob. Bob, hello. Good to have you on the stream, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And as Hobo says, good work from Areola there. Indeed, it was. Just coming up to the hour mark now. West Ham haven't really created anything of note in this second half. Sheffield United have had the only 2 real shots in the opening 13 minutes of this particular period. But of course, as we said, West Ham comfortable, in control. Be nice to get a couple more and put the blades to the sword, as it were, if possible. But plenty of time to go for that. Mickey Antonio loses possession by the halfway line. And Sheffield United look to build again. West Ham numbers behind the ball now, but not sitting deep, not like you'd see against Man City or Liverpool. We're definitely sitting another 10, 15 yards higher. Emerson does well. Again, nips in and wins the ball, finds Paquetá. Lovely little step over to Alvarez. Alvarez to Paquetá again on the halfway line. Some good work by West Ham. A very, very tight, congested area. Managed to spring the ball out to James Ward-Prowse, who finds Bowen in the centre circle. Good stuff from West Ham. Let's see where we can go from here. Not very far. The ball's played back to Agard, who squares it to his central defensive partner Zuma, who plays it into the centre circle for Tommy Soucek. And West Ham look to build again. Here's Paquetá. Out on the left to Emerson. Back to Paquetá. Run from James Ward-Prowse. Doesn't find him, but now he does. Back to Paquetá on the halfway line. And this is West Ham just keeping possession. Not really doing anything with it at the moment. Just keeping the ball away from Sheffield is the right thing to do, really, of course. And let's see what happens. Sheffield United, I've got to say, they seem to have adjusted slightly. They seem to have a slightly better shape defensively. They're pushing up a little bit higher as well. I think a little bit higher than they were in the opening 15, 20 minutes anyway. But West Ham just holding on to the ball now. And of course, be happy to do this for the next 30 minutes or so, because that'll be 3 points in the bag. And a clean sheet, of course, which would be important. We haven't seen many of those, have we, recently? Got one the other night at Lincoln, but not many against Premier League opposition. I don't think we've had one yet, have we? No, we haven't, have we? No clean sheets so far this season. Yes, would be good to get one today. West Ham still with the ball on the halfway line. And in fact, it's gone all the way back now, played back to Alphonse Areola by Vladi Soufal. The Hammers just content to sit here and keep possession. I'll bring you the current possession and stats in just a moment from the game. There you go, West Ham 56 to Sheffield's 44. So that's gone up by a couple of percent since half time. While West Ham have still got the ball all this time. Sheffield United have not touched the ball once. I think that's 2.5 minutes now. West Ham have had the ball for, and still just playing it around in our own half. There's been an equaliser at Molineux for Manchester City. Can tell you that the Citizens levelling at Molineux. The goal coming from Julian Alvarez, 58 minutes. So 1-1 there. Nicely balanced, evenly poised. Arsenal scored a third at Bournemouth to extend their lead. And this time it's Kai Havertz from the penalty spot. Second penalty for Arsenal. Who'd have thought it? Arsenal getting 2 penalties in the space of 9 minutes. Mickey Antonio play through. Looks to get away, but Fothering does well to come out and smother the ball as it enters his penalty box. And Sheffield United have finally got their foot on the ball. That's I'll make that 3 minutes West Ham were in possession for there. So pretty good stuff. Just interesting, that Arsenal game. Arsenal have only had 9 shots, 5 on target, and they've scored 3. Antonio with the ball, plays it into Bowen. Can Bowen go around the keeper? He does. Can he find the goal? Antonio. Oh, come on. Bowen, I think, just a poor touch. He rounded the goalkeeper. The touch was just a little bit heavy. Good ball from Antonio. Played it back to Antonio. And Antonio, a poor touch initially, and had the ball taken off his toe. But yeah, just thinking there, actually, to his credit, Fotheringham did well. He got a touch on the pass as Bowen went round him. But Bowen's face when he played the ball back to Antonio, and Antonio fumbled it. Not dissimilar reaction to Paquetá's when he played Antonio in last weekend. Was it against Liverpool? Perhaps Man City the week before when he fumbled it similarly. And yeah, it seems players are getting used to Antonio's poor touch inside the box. Definitely a touch of the Carlton Coles there. Sheffield United with the ball left. Cross delivered into the box. Bernie throws himself to the floor. He's not going to get a penalty there. Bogle retrieves it on the right-hand side up against Emerson. What can he do? Plays it on the edge of the box. Still on the edge of the box with Sheffield United. This time it's the number 28, Paquetá, on the ball. Looks to create a shooting opportunity for himself. He does have a go, but it's blocked by Knife Gerd with his head, and the ball runs all the way out into touch for a Sheffield United throw on their left-hand side, some 30 yards from West Ham's goal. But West Ham, Jarrod Bowen's nicked it back, done really well. And that'll be a free kick to West Ham for a trip on Bowen. Excuse me. Yeah, Arsenal scored 3 goals in only 5 shots on target, which is not bad. Down there, Bournemouth this afternoon. No change in the other games. Newcastle still lead Burnley by 1-0. Everton still 2-1 down at home to Luton. Manchester United a goal behind at home to Crystal Palace. And the Hammers comfortable here at the moment, 2-0 up against Sheffield United. Of course, all that could change very, very soon if the Blades were to grab one. Becomes a completely different kind of game. If West Ham get the next goal, I think that's game over if it isn't already. But here go West Ham again. The ball played for Ward-Prowse on the right to Soufal. Soufal surges down the line. He's going to look and try and get another crossing. He doesn't. Instead, plays it short for Paquetá in the channel. Good run from Ward-Prowse into Soufal. Boot stuck out by the number 14, Thomas. And that is a corner for West Ham. Decent build-up play. But the Hammers have yet another corner. Of course, been very, very strong from set pieces so far this season. James Ward-Prowse is going to trudge over and take this. Has been magnificent. The fans in that area of the ground recognising that, standing to applaud one of the club's most recent signings from Southampton. And it's going to be another outswinger from Ward-Prowse. A lot of tugging in the box. Souček is having his shirt pulled yet again and again and again, and still nothing is done. Ball headed back to James Ward-Prowse, tees it up, delivers again. That's a better one. Bowen gets underneath it. And it's easy for Foring. That just gets right underneath. I think it's put off slightly by Naya Fagurdu. Went up as well, but pulled out of it when he got the call from Bowen. But I think Bowen, it was too late for Bowen to do much about it. So I think it's still the case that West Ham haven't had a shot at goal in this second half. That one didn't count because it didn't reach the goal, that header from Bowen. So we're 20 minutes in and we're still waiting for something to happen from the Hammers this half. Sheffield United, of course, have had a couple of half chances, but it's been far too easy for West Ham to just sit on this lead and remain comfortable as things stand. Sheffield United, of course, without a win in the Premier League so far this season, just 1 point to their name. It's beaten 8-0 at home last week by Newcastle and on their way to a fifth defeat of the season by the looks of it here, unless they can come up with something spectacular in the next 25 minutes. What do you think of the game so far? You think West Ham should push on? Is it time for a change? Let us know what you think. Ball played down the channel for Mickey Antonio as he looks to get in the box, but the number 15 sticks out a boot, a knee, not a boot. And it's Ahmedžić who gets on there, and it's a goal kick. Mickey Antonio goes back to the centre, waiting for this corner to be taken, and we see Kevin Nolan issuing instructions on the side. Just talking briefly momentarily about potential substitutions. It looks like there's one about to happen because Mo Kudus looks like he's about to come on, being given instructions by Kevin Nolan, which of course he'll perfectly understand because of he speaks very, very good English, and Nolan's accent has softened slightly, hasn't it? In recent years, having spent the last decade, I think it's 9 years now at West Ham. Corner from Ward-Prowse. Looks for a good. Oh, and that's just wide. Got something on that. Got a good header on that, did a Gerd. But couldn't, just steered it wide of goal. Managed to rise up above his marker, the substitute Basham. And yeah, he just couldn't get enough purchase on it and nods it wide. But yet again, West Ham looking dangerous from set pieces. Now, is Alvarez in trouble here? I didn't quite see what's happening. I'll just turn my head back to the screen to see a Blades player on the deck. Let's have another look. Yeah, Alvarez just snapped into the challenge on Bogle. I mean, he's won the ball. He's got to be careful. I mean, I've said this. I think I've said this about Alvarez since he came into the club. He's a wonderful player, but he does go to ground so often, and you know he's got to be careful. It's only got to take take him to be a millisecond late for one of those challenges, and he's off the pitch. And don't forget, of course, he's already on a caution from the first half for that foul in the 40th minute. He's got to be careful. I'm not sure I'd be throwing myself into challenges like that in the centre of the pitch where, you know, it's certainly not necessary at this point. Good stuff from West Ham. Souček plays the ball down the centre looking for Jarrod Bowen. Bowen trying to get away from his man. Good defending. Bowen was a little bit slow off the blocks there. I think if he would have been a bit more alert, he would have been threats. A really decent ball from Souček, the kind of ball we never saw him play last season. Never saw it at all from him because Declan Rice would have been in that position instead. But better from West Ham. The last couple of minutes, we've looked a little bit lively for the first time this half. Kurt Zouma concedes a free kick on the halfway line, and that's going to be a a chance for Sheffield United to build it again. West Ham will come back in numbers. Kurt Zuma, just that languid style of his, trudging slowly back to the penalty box. Never looks comfortable, does he, Kurt Zuma? Never looks comfortable. Seems to almost walk. You kind of get the feeling when he's 50, he's going to have a terrible walking problem, mobility problem, because he never looks comfortable. Never has at West Ham, has he? Right, looks like we're about to see a couple of changes. With Mo Kudus, as I mentioned earlier, is coming on, and so is Said Ben Rama. So I'm just wondering if this might be Bowen having a rest here, or whether it will be Kudus for Antonio. Interesting one to see. Paquetá maybe also could be going for Ben Rama, but we'll see what happens in just a moment. Just coming up to the 70th minute mark, David Moyes' favourite moment to make a change, of course. And Sheffield United on the ball anyway, just inside West Ham's half. West Ham 4 players around the ball, 5 now if you count Souček. Sheffield United forced back into their own half as a result. Ball played essentially looking for McBurney. He does get the ball, plays it back. Archer with the ball just outside the box. Neat little 1-2. That's Thomas on the left-hand side looking to work it in, but no chance to put the ball in. That's better. Now, this could be dangerous. Hamer goes into the box, tries his luck. Deflection from again. That'll be a corner for Sheffield United. Better stuff from the Blades. Actually played some decent football there. But only winning a corner. And the Hamer shot deflected behind by Agurd. So the corner coming from West Ham's right-hand side. It's an in-swinger drifted into the box. Kurt Zuma up, big, strong, first to win the header. Sheffield United regain possession. 35, 40 yards from goal. Ball played short. They keep the ball chipped into the box, but that's a poor delivery. Really, really weak delivery. The player trying to tried to just lift the ball over the top for an advancing player, and it just ran straight out to touch. Poor stuff. Edson Alvarez. That's actually, I think that's a good move from Davy Moyes. Alvarez on a yellow. Could have got booked for the challenge, a very, very, not very late challenge, but slightly late challenge a few moments ago. Rightly so, withdrawn by David Moyes. He's replaced by Ben Rama. And we are going to see Kudus come on for Mickey Antonio. So it looks like Kudus will be taking the central striking role. Mickey Antonio doesn't look too pleased about being taken off, but I think he's had one of those games today, isn't it? It just hasn't worked out for him. Although, to be fair, we did get an assist for West Ham's second goal. So he's played his role. You could say this afternoon. West Ham 2, Sheffield United 0, 72 minutes gone. 2 changes now for West Ham. Still only 1 change for Sheffield United, who trail and still don't look like scoring a goal. It looks like we could be here till next Saturday and they probably wouldn't score the way things are going at the moment. But of course, this is football. It could all change very, very quickly. Just 1 goal for Sheffield United. And of course, it's a different game altogether. That would put West Ham on the back foot, probably. But of course, we hope it doesn't come to that. We'd like to see another goal from West Ham, if possible. Emerson loses the ball, given a bit of a hospital pass by Ben Rama just outside his own box, and Hamer with the ball. Ball played out onto the left, cross brought back into the box. Sheffield United still with the ball. Archer has it still. I don't know how he's kept the ball, but it has. Played onto the right-hand side of the box. And this time it's Emerson who gets in. Just Sheffield United just trying to do too much, just too intricate and giving the ball away. But West Ham have now conceded possession. It's been a bitty half from the Hammers so far. Now, what's this side? Ben Rama picked up a knock, has he? He's just putting those oversized socks above his knees. Looks like he's wearing those Christmas stockings you used to see in the old drawings in the old days. That used to be hung up over the fireplace. They're that big. I think you could get a few train sets and bars of chocolate inside those socks that Ben Rama's wearing this afternoon. Very, very long indeed. Part of the changing face of football fashion, isn't it? That long socks. I mean, it never used to be the case. It used to be short or relatively short socks and short shorts, which kind of led to, there's the famous one, of course, is that Peter Beardsley photo where they're taking the team shot and he's squatting kind of like that on his knees, isn't he? And well, let's just say his appendage is he's fully exposed down the side of his shoulders. Happened to me, well, not me personally, but to my team, one of the teams I was representing back in the 80s, early 90s, whenever it was, we had a team photo and exactly the same thing happened one of the lads, and it was completely unintentional. Let the snake slip, as it were, in a team photo where he's crouching. That's probably one of the reasons why we have longer shorts now. Throw-in, held into the box, header comes up from McBurney. It's only just wide. Don't think he knew a lot about it. It came off the side of his head, but if it had been inside the goal, then Ariola, I don't think would have got to it. No, I mean it's only a few inches wide, but probably as close as Sheffield United have come to scoring this afternoon. They've had a few chances in this second, haven't they? The Blades, a few half chances, nothing really obvious. West Ham, I think we've had one shot so far in the second half. It's been pretty disappointing from the Hammers. But of course, you know, it's game's pretty much won, isn't it? Already, just you don't expect a David Moyes team to go gung ho when they're 2-0 up. You know, it's more, it's generally speaking they'll sit back and try and defend that lead and hold on to it rather than go for the jugular as Newcastle did last week at Bramall Lane. Changes afoot for Sheffield United. One or two more players getting warmed up on the bench. 75 minutes gone. Not a lot happening on the pitch. Vladdy Sufar's come across and put in a big challenge, but lost the ball. Referee says play on. Could have been dangerous that if he'd have been a millisecond later, but Sheffield with the ball on the left-hand side, played into the channel. That's a good ball inside the penalty box. Can I get shot comes in? Oh, it's blocked well by Agerd again. Another good block. Sheffield United got their hands up. They're asking for an infringement of some sort. I have no idea what that was, what they're asking for there. But it's a good chance down the left-hand side, and ball came across from the left-hand side. Played behind the West Ham defenders in the box, shot coming, but Agerd, not for the first time this afternoon, was well stationed, well positioned to put in a good block. Great work from Mo Kudus. Bursts into the Sheffield half, still going, plays it to Said Benrahma, left of the box. Benrahma into the box. Is he going to get a shot away? Tries to get to the byline. Can he pull it back? He can't. Kudus picks the ball up though. Kudus finds right. Oh, and that's handball. Surely that's handball. Surely that's handball. No, says the referee. Benrahma tries to play it into the box. It's back with James Ward-Prowse. West Ham still with the ball, just to the left of the box. Emerson now into the box, looks for Kudus, finds Kudus. Kudus with his back to goal, turns, plays it out of the box to Said Benrahma. West Ham playing football in the last 15 yards of the pitch at the moment. Kudus in the box, plays it back to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse finds Paquetá, back to Ward-Prowse. West Ham still looking to get into the box. But it's not happening at the moment. Paquetá tries to play it into Bowen. Bowen doesn't read it, though, and Sheffield finally get their foot on the ball and can break. But no, they can't, because the ball's well won by, I think that's Emerson, who's kind of 30 yards inside the opposition half there. Just a quick look at that shot again. The effort was by Bogle, and it was a chance, but it was on target, but well blocked. And then, of course, there's another handball shout for West Ham, a handball shout at the other end for, yeah, I'm not so sure that isn't, you know. I think it was here. The ball would come off his arm here, so it probably wouldn't have counted anyway, because obviously not handball above the cuff line of the short shirt. So that would have been okay, but definitely kind of stuck his arm out to divert it. So odd one. Looks like there's a triple substitution coming up for the visitors in just a moment. Talking of Peter Beardsley, says Craven, when at Newcastle, the manager said he was bringing in new faces. Peter piped up and said, "Can I have one, please, boss?" Very good, Craven. Very good. Very good. Talking of unfortunate faces, lots of people, there was a lot of chat about Luke Chadwick in the crowd at Lincoln the other night. Not quite sure what inspired that, but yeah, that a lot of people around me were talking about Luke Chadwick. Here comes that triple change for Sheffield United. Let's see who we've got. So that's Hamer is off. Let's see who's coming on. Brewster is one of the players coming on. So that's Archer, Hamer and Bogle all coming off to be replaced by Brewster, Trusty and Ben Slimani. That is Ben Slimani. Not to be confused with the Algerian who West Ham were. Slimani, West Ham were linked with a few years ago. 79 minutes gone now. West Ham still in complete control of this game. 2 goals up. Haven't really done an awful lot in the second half, but no need to really. It's one of the most comfortable games I think I've ever seen West Ham have at this level, even though they are only 2-0 up. Sheffield United provided very, very little threat so far, although they're looking to do so here. Ball played on the right-hand side to the number 25. That's one of the substitutes, Ben Slimani, who's attempted cross blocked, and it'll be a throw-in now for the Blades. Yeah, good stuff that from Mo Kudus. Really looked lively. He looked like the only player really likely to do something the other night at Lincoln. You know, the player most likely to, as far as West Ham were concerned, had a go, but didn't get his reward on that particular occasion. But look good. Just coming up to 80 minutes gone. Sheffield United with the ball. It's been a very, very quiet second half, which is why we haven't sort of concentrated a lot on what's been going on in the match, because there hasn't been much going on. But it is Tom Davies with the ball for Sheffield United. Again, that's a poor ball, but they've managed to keep it. They've worked it out onto the left. Delivery to the far post. McBurney looks to get it. Gets a call from the player behind him, who is the number 6, Basham, the substitute. He plays it short. It's a terrible dive inside the penalty area, but the ball falls to McBurney. Shot blocked by who else? Aguerd in the way, and it's a free kick for Sheffield United. I'm not quite sure how our referee's given there. Let's have a look. What has he given? Yeah, that's we've just seen Davis a dreadful attempt to win a penalty. Just run straight into James Ward-Prowse and threw himself on the floor. Ward-Prowse kind of just looked down at him as if to say, "What are you doing?" But nothing given, and rightly so. We're into the final 9 minutes of the game now. Alphonse Areola has the goal kick for West Ham. Or the free kick, should I say. I'm still not quite sure what it was given for. It must have been offside, or I would assume. But anyway, Paquetá with the ball for West Ham, but penalised for a foul. Yeah, he asks the referee why, and he's told exactly why. David Moyes and Billy McKinley not particularly happy about that decision, but I'm sure they'll be relatively pleased and rather relaxed at the way things are going here this afternoon, with the Hammers comfortable 2-0 up from those goals from Jared Bowen and Tommy Soucek in the first half. Vladimir Soufal looks to find Thomas Soucek, who does well to hang on to the ball and find Jared Bowen. Bowen dropping back deep, still inside the opposition half, but plays it back to Kurt Zouma, right the way back for West Ham. 8 minutes of the 90 left to go. Almost time to start thinking about man of the match, I guess. Let me know what you think. Who's your man of the match today? Anyone you particularly enjoyed watching out there this afternoon? Someone who's done a really good job for you? I mean, there's a few candidates. Naif Aguerd, of course, has been excellent defensively. Made 3 or 4 excellent blocks just to make sure that the clean sheet is maintained up to this point. Vladimir Soufal, of course, got yet another assist and had a really, really strong first half. Not quite as involved in this second half, but looked really good. James Ward-Prowse breaks through for West Ham, picks up the ball. Now, 3 against 4 here. Finds Mo Kudus just outside the box. Kudus cuts inside a player. Finds Ben Rama. Ben Rama, 10 yards from goal on the left. Can he get round his man? Goes one way, goes the other. Pulls it back to the edge of the box. Looks for Soucek. He doesn't get the ball. The ball comes back to Ben Rama, who tries to curl one in from 16, 17 yards out, dead centre of the goal. But it's easy for Fotheringham, who just plucks the ball out of the air. But better from West Ham. It's nice to see us create a shot. We haven't seen many of those in the second half. So nice to see. Sheffield United now at the other end. Davis with the ball, 30 yards out, delivers the ball into the box. It's mopped up by Emerson, another player who's had a decent game, actually. Bowen's played well, hasn't he? Looked pretty lively out there today. But I think for me, it's going to be looking like one of the defenders for player of the match, if we can maintain this clean sheet. That's not guaranteed yet, because the number 7, Brewster, has the ball. But once again, the West Ham foot manages to take the ball off his toes and win the ball back. Sheffield United with the ball on the halfway line. We're down to the last 6 minutes of normal time. I'm not sure how much we'll have added on. I'm guessing it will be about 5 minutes because we had that little break, didn't we, for the injury to Egan. About 10 minutes or so into the second half. After he was down for about 3 minutes. Then, of course, we've had, what have we had? 3, 4, 5, 6 substitutions. I think I make that, which should be another 30 seconds for each one, 3 minutes. So 5 or 6 minutes, I'm guessing, to be added on at the end of this one, but still 6 minutes to go. Shot comes in from Sheffield United. That's not far wide that time, edge of the box. He's received the ball with his back to goal, and it's Davis who plays the ball in from the left. It's the number 25, Ben Slimani, the substitute, who manages to turn and get his shot away, but it's wide in the end. And Areola did have to scramble over to the side of his goal initially, but fortunately for him, he saw it wide. West Ham back in possession on the halfway line now. So yeah, get those man of the match shouts coming in, folks. If you will, let's see who you think should be awarded that today. David O'Rourke getting us off with a shout for James Ward-Prowse. Makes us tick, he says. Yeah, he's had a good game. Good point, actually, David. He's been at the heart of everything, isn't he? As you say, kept the game ticking, moving the ball around intelligently. Those set pieces always a threat. So yeah, fair shout from David there. Sheffield breaking on the right hand side now. It's Basham with the ball. He's pushed over by Kudus, and I'm amazed he hasn't got the free kick. But Kudus is he didn't intend to do it. He just the player slowed up. Kudus ran into the back of him, but it was a foul, but not given. Benrahma plays the ball into the box for Paquetá, and Paquetá drags his shot wide. Poor effort from Paquetá. Really could have done better. Only had one defender to beat there. I would have liked to see him try and take him on, but it's dragged wide, and it's a goal kick for the visitors. But yeah, I think should have been a free kick right on the edge of the box to Sheffield United there. But hey, there you go. Who cares? Didn't happen. As I said earlier, this win should put West Ham back up to 7th in the Premier League if we can maintain this position. Let's have a quick look around elsewhere just to see what's going on in just a second. No goals anywhere else in the Premier League since my last update. Now, hang on a sec, because Sheffield United are on the edge of the box. Shot comes in, it's blocked. Sheffield United appeal for a handball. It wasn't a handball, it came off the player's chest, and the ball falls to Paquetá now, who's done really well to hold the ball up and finds Tommy Souček just inside West Ham's own box. 2 games we've added goals since our last update. Another at Newcastle, then they lead 2-0. Alexander Isaac from the penalty spot, 76 minutes. And get this, Wolves have scored again against Manchester City. Aside Benrahma drives into the penalty box. Can't get away. Hwang Hee-chan, of course, who was a West Ham target a couple of summers ago, but chose to move to Wolves instead on loan initially. He's scored the second goal, and Wolves 2-1 up there. 76 minutes gone. It's great news for Man City. They'd still be top of the table if it was to stay like that, but that's where it is. West Ham in the box. Bowen shot blocked almost on the line, and then Emerson somehow gets in there and sees his shot blocked. Should have been 3, really, and West Ham should have had a third goal there. It's good work. Benrahma it was. Let's have another look at this. Emerson started the move on the left-hand side, played it to James Ward-Prowse, who's right on the left wing. It was Ward-Prowse who drove into the box. No challenge. A little outside the foot into the 6-yard box for Bowen. His shot blocked. The ball fell to, or almost fell to Emerson. Couldn't quite get any purchase on the shot. Otherwise, I think it would have been a goal. West Ham getting close to the last few minutes. West Ham still with the ball. But Paquetá loses out. It's possession regained. Again, puts it up in the air. Finds Paquetá on the left, out to Benrahma. Benrahma 20 yards out. Back into Paquetá in the box. Pulls it back. Bowen's shot deflected. And that's another corner for West Ham. The Hammers beginning to pile on the pressure now. 3 shots in the last 2 minutes for the Hammers. But it looks like Sheffield United have given up the ghost, and the Hammers looking for a third now. But good work by Paquetá there. And Bowen's shot was goal bound, but blocked and goes out for a corner. So James Ward-Prowse will step up to take this one. Interesting that, just going back to that Wolves game, while we're waiting for this corner to be taken. Wolves lead 2-1. Wolves have had 3 shots, 1 on target. They've scored twice, not quite sure how that. Oh, of course, the first one was an own goal, wasn't it? That's how that's happened. Manchester City have had 21 shots, 7 on target, and they're 2-1 down. 68% of possession. James Ward-Prowse with this corner in the final minute of the 90 now. It's another deep one towards the penalty box. Thomas Souček gets up. It's on target, the header, and straight at the keeper. Easy one for Foderingham. So that's 4 shots from West Ham in the last 4 minutes. Good stuff for the Hammers, ending the game with a bit of a flurry, looking to add a third to make that final scoreline look even more comprehensive than it really has been. It's been easy for West Ham. You don't often say in the Premier League you get easy games, but this is as easy as they come. I fear for Sheffield. Well, I say I fear for Sheffield United. I don't fear for Sheffield United. I don't really give a monkeys about Sheffield United still, but you do fear for them and their supporters, because judging on what we've seen today, in addition to the 8 they conceded last week, the fact they've only got 1 point all season, this is going to be a very long season for the Blades. 2 more changes for West Ham. We're in 6 minutes added on have been called, and there's 2 more changes. We're going to see Fornals and Mavropanos on. But not just yet, because Alphonse Ariel has been ordered to take the goal kick, so maybe they're not going to be coming on just yet. Sheffield United regain possession. So looking at that, I presume if that's Fornals, Mavropanos on, it will be James Ward-Prowse, and well, take your pick. Would it be Agerd or Zoom? I suspect Agerd will be the one to come off, just to give Mavropanos, Dinos, as he's known to friends and family alike, a few minutes much needed Premier League experience, and here at Stratford as well. Played the full 90 at Lincoln the other night. Looked pretty good. It's hard to judge, against a team from 2 tiers below you, but did what you had to do reasonably well. A couple of stray passes, but apart from that, he was fine. Ball sprayed out onto the left to Basham on this right-hand side. He plays it short back to the number 15, Ahmedzovic. And Sheffield United retain possession. Kudus does really well. Closes down and puts in a challenge, but the ball springs to a Sheffield United player who allows it to roll out of play for a throw-in. Quickly taken, but no, West Ham want to make those changes, I think, now before this does. And indeed, they do. Mavropanos and Fornals about to enter the fray. One about 3 foot taller than the other one, and about 3 foot wide. He's a lump, Mavropanos. He really is a big lad. Bowen and Paquetá, they've done their job today, and they shall be receiving the applause from the fans for coming off a few moments earlier than the rest of the team. Good stuff today. Bowen is scoring the opening goal. Paquetá, not his day today, but he's put in a decent performance. He's done okay out there. Yeah, good stuff. Man of the match awards. I think I'm going to go for Soufal today. I don't think he's put a foot wrong. Obviously got the assist. Could have had 2 or 3 in the first half, and he's just had a really good season. I think he's done really well today. He's not given his man any quarter out there on the right-hand side. He's done really, really well, and also looks strong going forward. So for me, it's Vladdy Soufal. Let me know who you think's man of the match. James Ward-Prowse perhaps already had nominated by Dexter and David earlier. Let me know if you agree with either of those shouts, or if you fancy someone else. 93 minutes up now, halfway through the 6 added on at the end of the game. West Ham comfortable in possession, comfortable in the lead, and comfortably on their way to a 4th Premier League win of the season. Mo Kudus dallies, and Sheffield United still in nick the ball, but Mavropanos' first involvement in the game just shields the through ball back to his goalkeeper under pressure from a Sheffield player. But as I said, he's a big lad. He's going to take a strong fella to knock Dinos off the ball, that's for sure. Konstantinos Mavropanos. There's syllables in that, isn't it? How many is that? Konstantinos Mavropanos. 8 syllables. That's a lot of syllables in one name. Dinos is much easier to say, isn't it? West Ham with the ball, played out on the left to Emerson now. Emerson looking to drive. One more chance perhaps for West Ham. Cuts short and plays it back to James Ward-Prowse. Maybe it won't be one more chance. The Hammers not looking particularly keen to get forward, just happy to soak it up and keep ball now. The last couple of minutes, I think it's a professional job done. Side Ben Rama picks it up. Just prevents the ball from going out of play on the halfway line. Plays it backwards. Agurd has the ball. Seeks to. That's a fantastic pass from Agurd. Crossfield ball to Soufal. Plays it in the channel. Fornals plays it across. Kudus. Oh, and it's just been deflected by behind Kudus from the Fornals pullback. If there was no intervention there, that's a tap in for Kudus, who's looked very low. Deserves a goal, doesn't he? For his efforts. In the last couple of weeks, done really well. But we're in the final 2 minutes now. Game's almost over. West Ham coasting to victory. A win that should put the Hammers up to 7th in the table. As things stand.
It looked quite comfortable in this second half.
Indeed, they have, Tony Gale. I don't know if you heard that. Tony Gale saying West Ham would look comfortable in this second half. And they really have. It's been a comfortable performance, but Sheffield United still looking for a goal on the edge of the box now. McBurney plays it out to the box, to the corner of the box. It's chipped back in. Mavropanos gets up, shot comes in, and Areola has to be down to his right hand side smartly and quickly to prevent that from going in the back. It's the shot coming in from Slimani again, but it's a weak effort, and it's easy for the keeper to take. We're in the final few seconds, 25 seconds or so left to go. The ball back with Foderingham, the Sheffield United keeper. We're just waiting for the final whistle now, really. West Ham on their way to a 4th Premier League win of the season. But here's Ben Rama driving into the box. Ben Rama into the box, looks to get a shot away. Ball taken off his toe. Good defending that, and it'll be a West Ham corner. It's that man, again, D'Souza, who's been absolutely everywhere. Did really, really well. Last ditch tackle, just got a toe in. If he misses the tackle, it's a penalty and a booking for him. But just about managed to take the ball off Ben Rama's toes. Ben Rama looking unusually sweaty for a player who's only been on the pitch for about 15 minutes. But we've played the allotted 6 minutes. We're into a 7th minute of added on time. This will be the last action of the match. Can West Ham convert this James Ward-Prowse corner? It'd be good to see Dinoch get up and get off the mark. But here it comes. Delivered to the back post, and it's actually, I think it's over the line, but that's going to be given as a free kick because Foderingham held the ball, was just bundled over the line, and that's a free kick, and that's surely it now. 96 minutes 45 seconds. Let's have another look. Yeah, it's actually Mavropanos who sends the keeper over the line. In the old days, of course, and by old days I'm talking 1950s, 1960s, and before, that would have stood when you could actually tackle a goalkeeper, not foul. I mean, it wasn't a foul, but you can challenge a goalkeeper. Of course, that's something you haven't been able to do for 30, 40 years. And that's the final whistle. 97 minutes and 6 seconds played altogether. That is the final whistle. It's a comfortable victory for West Ham, as comfortable as they will ever come in the Premier League. West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 0. The goals coming from Jarrod Bowen in the first half after 24 minutes, and Thomas Souček just 9 minutes later, 33 minutes to double West Ham's lead. And it was a lead they held until the end of the game. Second half, it was very, very, West Ham just took their, were coasting through it, really, playing in second gear most of the game. Did have a little rally towards the end. The Hammers 4 or 5 efforts on goal in the last few minutes. But for the Blaze, it didn't really threaten Alphonse Areola. Once or twice he found himself scrambling to make a save, but apart from that, he didn't really have an awful lot to do this afternoon. It was quite a comfortable victory for the Hammers, as I say, stay or rise to 7th in the table. But we might be joined by 1 or 2 of the chaps from the ground, so I'm just going to hang on for a couple of minutes and just see what's got. Sorry, just catching up on your comments there, just to see a few comments about our former number 41. But it's another win for West Ham. That's 4 out of 7. That's now 13 points from our opening 7 games of the season, which is pretty good, I suppose. 1 point ahead of Newcastle in 8th, and a couple behind Brighton, who was smashed 6-1. Interestingly, Brighton's goal difference is still better than West Ham's. West Ham +3 after 7 games, Brighton +5, even though they were hammered by 6 today. Let's have some results from elsewhere in the Premier League and see what's going on there. Final scores. Crystal Palace have done well. They've managed to hold on to that lead given to them in the 25th minute by Joachim Andersen, and they've beat Manchester United 1-0. I mean, I can just imagine the seats there. They'll be livid at Old Trafford, which is a terrible shame, of course. Manchester United comfortably beaten, and they now fall below Crystal Palace in the table. Palace up to 9th, above 10th place Manchester United. Newcastle 2, Burnley 0. 20 shots for Newcastle, 8 for Burnley. The goals coming from Almiron in the 14th minute and Alexander Isak for the penalty spot in the 76th minute. Newcastle up to 8th, a place and a point behind West Ham. Wolves have beaten Manchester City. Huge shock there. Wolves won, Manchester City 0 at Molineux. A massive win for the Wanderers, who of course one of the favourites to be relegated this season. They carry on playing like that, they won't be. Bournemouth, it's finished Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 4. Ben White, the centre-half, former Brighton player, of course, come on to score a 4th for Arsenal in the 3rd minute of added on time to give them that scoreline. A really comprehensive look. Arsenal up to 2nd in the table behind Manchester City, who are of course beaten today. Everton, it's still being played. They are still 2-1 down to Luton. They've played 8 minutes of added on time there so far at not Old Trafford, sorry, at Goodison Park. Everton have had 23 shots, so they've only managed to put 5 on target. The battered Luton, who are leading by 2-1, and it looks like they're going to hang on for their first away win of the season there, Luton. Good for them. But that's where we are. So Premier League table looking like this, as far as Manchester City still top. Arsenal up to 2nd in the table for now. 3rd place, Liverpool. Conquerors of West Ham last week. Villa, with that astonishing 6-1 win over Brighton, means they catapult above the Seasiders. Seagulls, into 4th place, level on points of Brighton, but ahead of them on goal difference. 6th place, Tottenham, who don't play until later. They play Liverpool later today. West Ham come next, 7th in the Premier League, with 4 wins, 1 draw, and 2 defeats. Not bad. I've got someone on the line who's going to join us and tell us exactly what he thought of the game today. So I'm going to shuffle myself over to this side and bring in Gnome, who, just as I say that, appears to have frozen on us. So, and he's gone. There you go. He was in momentarily. Very brief visit from Gnome. Oh, there he is. He's back now. Let's bring him back down into the screen. Looks like he's outside the stadium, which is probably why he's got a much better reception. And let's just resize him and we'll get him in. I'm going to shuffle over here a little bit. Gnome's going to tell us all about the game this afternoon. Yeah, I'm going to get you on just a second. I'll unmute you, mate, in just a minute. Bear with me. Let me just bring you over here. That's a big head. There you go. That will do. Right. So let's get Gnome in to find out what he thought about the game this afternoon. As I said, it has finished West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 0.
All right,
Gnome,
boss. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear a thing you're saying.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me? I don't know. We don't know if
Lost all audio.
All right. Okay. No worries. Tell us about the game. Hang on. I've got an idea. Watch this. Hang on, Gnome. Can you hear me? No? Well, let's see if you can read this. Maybe you'll be able to read this. Can you
Can't even see that.
Tell us about
Just
the game.
disappears in front of it.
Tell us
I'll
about
read
the
it,
game.
mate.
You can't read it. Okay. All right. Well, Gnome
Hang
can't
on,
hear
I'll
us, so
disappear and rejoin. That might help.
all right. No worries. We'll see if we can get Gnome back on. But as we said, comfortable victory for West Ham. Both goals coming in the first half. Interesting comment. Just reading some of your comments there while we're waiting for Gnome to come back in. Rob Young saying that. Can you hear me? Have you got me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Good.
I
I'll
blame
come back to that in a minute,
Tevez.
Rob. But let's good stuff. Let's go over to Gnome, who is of course just leaving the London Olympic Stadium. As we speak, he's been there to watch West Ham beat Sheffield United Well, I thought it was a walk in the park. Rob Young suggesting it wasn't quite as easy as I thought. But let's see what Gnome thought about Gnome. West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 0. Both goals coming in the first half. What did you make of it out there today?
Yeah, we won't get an easier game all season, I don't think. I barely got out of first gear, didn't we, really? You know, they were very, very poor, Sheffield United. I'm not sure they're going to be missed. They're not particularly an asset to the league, are they?
No.
And you can see why they got beat 8-0 last week. You know, Newcastle side with a bit of a bee in their bonnet at the moment, and yeah, it was just that was as easy as it comes. I mean, not that I've got an awful lot of time for them anyway, but you'd have to be sorry, I suppose, for anybody who's got to watch that week in, week out.
Yeah, they were pretty disappointing. Well, I mean, I said you wouldn't have heard it, of course, but I was saying during the stream that for me that was the worst Premier League team I've seen us play in some considerable time. I'm even thinking like Derby, a few years ago. That's how bad I thought Sheffield were. What about the goals? The first one, another assist for Soufal, Bowen finishing with aplomb.
with as they say, aplomb. Yeah, it was. It was a lovely move, wasn't it? I've yet to see it again, other than the quick replay they show on the screens up there. But it was a lovely move. Yeah, some decent football, and excuse me. No, I mean, Soufal was looking for Bowen in that position.
Yeah,
and it was one of those. Don't you love it when a plan works out, and you could see that was as worked on in training.
Yeah,
Bowen just delayed his run enough, and fine goal.
It was a good goal. It was, and as you say, it was a really good team goal. There was a great build up before that. Didn't have to wait long for the second, did we? And this time, Mickey Antonio with the assist. I mean, I was saying during the game, I don't know what you guys at the game felt about this, but we saw that the overlap, strange overlap, really. It's in the centre of the pitch rather than out wide. But there was an overlap from Tommy Souček, an underlap, perhaps, if you will.
Yeah.
But I mentioned on the stream that it was the kind of run that we just weren't seeing last season from Souček, because Rice would have been in that position, right? And he's been given kind of the freedom to do that a bit more. 2 goals in 4 days for Souček. Are we seeing a rejuvenated player here?
Yeah, I think he's certainly benefiting from benefiting from Rice's departure. There was that first season he had. He was given sort of liberty to bomb forward, and then I think Rice let it be known that he wanted to do that role, and he's worth a bit more, I suppose, and he prevailed, which kind of left Souček in a position where he wasn't playing to his strengths.
Yep.
And long may it continue. If only because it keeps things quiet at home, because Souček is my beloved's favourite player, so she's always happy when he scores.
Well, I mean, she's got plenty to be happy about this week, because he's been fantastic. I mean, for me, I had him as my man of the match at Lincoln on Wednesday. I thought he played terrific, and today he's put in another good shift as well, and got his reward. But I mean, how did you feel for man of the match? I mean, in the end, I went for Soufal. I thought he put in a really, really good shift. More so in the first half. But in the second, I don't think he got beaten once today, and I just think he's another player like his compatriot who's looked a lot better this season.
Yeah. Because before the game, you see people putting their preferred lineups and that sort of thing, and I saw a number of people selecting Kehrer there right back. The way Soufal's playing at the moment, he's got to be in pole position. So had a good game. Soufal, man of the match. I'm kind of struggling because there were lots of good performances without anybody really standing out, and yeah, nobody had to. It was,
I think James Ward-Prowse was a popular shout on the live
Yeah,
chat from
yeah.
the people watching the stream.
yeah, yeah.
Did okay, didn't he?
Paquetá pulled strings as well. You know, he was sort of running midfield. I like Kudos when he came on. There was that one
Yeah,
superb run.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll go Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse, good stuff. Couple of other things.
He's the other favourite of the beloved. So if I say Ward-Prowse, then I mean I'm just on my way to see it tonight now. So keep on her good books.
Oh, she's going to be delighted then with the man of the match and a goal scorer amongst her favourites today. Couple of other things I did want to ask you about. Couple of potential penalty decisions. There was one in between the two goals. Actually, there was. I don't even think this was picked up, but there was an incident where Mickey Antonio was shoved to the floor by two players. And then when the corner was eventually taken after the referee had a word, Tommy Soucek near post, the guy had his shirt and just flung him to the floor. Not given. Did you catch either of those? Did you have any view?
I saw Antonio being thrown to the floor, like Brighton, thrown to the floor. But it was that happened a couple of times, but because the ball wasn't actually in play, so that's not penalty until the ball's in play. And it was around that time they did do a VAR check for
well, it was for this. That's what it was for. It was for that incident in there. There was a lot going on, wasn't there, in that particular sequence of events?
It came up on the screen as handball. Check on number 14 for handball, and the check didn't last very long. So
no,
yeah, probably
not surprised. Not surprised. There were a couple in the second half, weren't there, Noam, as well? One for each side. Did you see anything in either of those shouts?
Well, there was one at our end, and then we broke up, and there was one at the other end. Now, the one at our end, I just saw a player throw himself into the throw himself in front of the ball.
Yeah.
It didn't seem anything. Didn't seem to be any claims really. Even from
no, I don't think there was anything in that one. But I mean, the one at the other end, the West Ham one.
At the other end,
what?
There was probably. I mean, obviously, I've only seen it once. Had a good view of it, and it's one of those ones. I thought his arm was away from his side, and could have been given, but wasn't particularly. Yeah, it's one of those ones. It goes either way, and you're not surprised whichever way the decision goes.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. It definitely could have been given. I mean, I think I've had the advantage of watching it again on a replay, and there definitely looks to be a bit of that where the guy sort of kind of puts his arm up. Now, you know, the ball hits him just here. It's above the sleeve and below the shoulder, but you know, it definitely looks like a clear movement towards the ball for the player. But I don't even think that one got a VAR check, did it? So obviously not much in it.
No, I don't think it did. If it was very quick, and it was, sort of a 2-second play on. I'd probably VAR I'd gone for a coffee or something anyway. So yeah, but
it was a good win. I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, I don't think you're going to see many easier games, for West Ham. I mean, there certainly isn't going to be an easier one next week because we're at home to Newcastle in the Premier League. But before that, of course, we're off to Germany to face Freiburg. Two games in 4 days. Both promise to be difficult tests for West Ham. Yeah, I'll
admit I don't know an awful lot about Freiburg yet. Research to be doing, but they're a German team, so. I guess it's a little bit like the rest of Europe when, they come and face us. They face an English team. It doesn't matter how high up the league the English team is; they always know they're in for a game. Yeah, and it's the same with the German teams. You're always going to get a tough one. So I'm looking forward to it. It's just what we're looking for. Just sort of thing we want in Europe, anyway. Shame you can't go.
Exactly. Yes, well, that is a bit of a bugger, isn't it? They sort of got it the wrong way. It would be nice to have the Serbian one first up, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
It's shame. But to be fair, I mean, we've done Germany over the years, haven't we? We've had a few pre-seasons out there in
Yeah.
recent years. So I suppose it's not a new undiscovered land for West Ham. But what do you, in terms of the team? Do you see Moyes resting many players for that one? Because it's going to be a tough game.
No, I think we'll have a strong side out for that one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all very well, and with all due respect to was it FCTSC the other week. Yeah, they are going to be the group's whipping boys. This is where it starts in earnest. You got to have the sleeves rolled up, and I think we'll see a very strong team out for that one.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what, we're going to leave it there because you've got a train to catch and I've got some content to write. So we'll just like to say thank you to everybody who joined us on the stream. Thank you for all your support and your comments as always, which keeps us going, especially when I'm on my own for 95% of the stream, which as Noam knows himself is never an easy task, right, mate?
It's bloody horrible. Frankfurt, the away leg at Frankfurt was the one.
Yeah.
I thought, never again. Never again.
Well,
anyone who does that on their own must need their head examined.
well, I'm off to get mine examined.
I'm right.
Yeah, it's to be fair. Thank you to everyone. We'll be back. I'm sure we'll be back on. I know we've not been streaming every game recently, but we should be in line for the next few. So join us on Thursday night for that tie, SC Freiburg versus West Ham United. Second game in the Conference League. West Ham obviously off to a decent start, as were Freiburg, winning in Greece, didn't they? Won 3-2 in their first game. So let's see who can come out of that one with their 100% record intact. Hopefully it'll be the Hammers ahead of another tough game next Sunday. Of course it'll be Sunday against Newcastle. But that's it for today. Thank you, as I said, for your company. Get yourself on over to the KUMB.com forum to continue the conversation, discussion about the game. We're all going on over there now. And hopefully we'll see you over there soon. From Noam and myself, it's goodbye. Take care. And until next time, come on, you Irons.
Bye all.